Hello everyone, welcome to another FOTN review. FOTN stands for Fight of the Night, and today's Fight of the Night review is for the main event of UFC 231 last night, which is between Brian Ortega and Max Holloway for Max Holloway's featherweight title, and it was at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And the fight, well, it was solid. So let's just go through it. So they start off touch gloves. There's a lot of respect in this fight, I will say. There's a lot of respect on display, and there's a lot of fun being had by both guys. And the first two rounds are sort of the same story, really. Max Holloway lands really good combos. Like, for every one punch that Ortega does land, Max lands like 3, 4, 5. Like, he's just stepping it up on Ortega at every turn. But it's still a fairly good fight. And when Brian does land, it does still hurt, obviously, because it's a punch to the face from a professional fighter. It's going to hurt a little bit. But yeah, the first two rounds were sort of similar. Brian got a takedown in both rounds. He got one takedown each round. But Max easily got up from him. Like, he didn't really sweat him much. And in round one, like, this did start pretty early on. In round one, he did bust up Ortega's nose and he was bleeding from that. So the first two rounds were basically just sort of that, you know. Holloway showing off his speed. It was like okay, he still got hit a couple of times, but not nearly as much as Brian was getting hit. So definitely, I give the first two rounds definitely to Max. Round three, I definitely give more to Brian. Like it was like something just snapped in him after the first two rounds. Like, I got to step it up, and he did. He started off with a great like left-right hook combo, then followed it up and chased Max around the octagon pretty much. Like, he rocked Max with those hooks, and he knew that, and he just kept chasing him around. Got some good clinch work and a good knee in the clinch. And got some good body work throughout the fight. Brian did. I will admit that Brian got the better of the body shots, especially in the first two rounds. Even though he lost those rounds, he got really good body work in with his punches. And round three was definitely pretty much all Ortega. Like, he had better combos. He just moved on a lot more. He landed a lot more strikes. Max was still landing a little bit, but he was dazed. And after he got hit with those initial combos, he wasn't moving around as much. When he did recover, he did move around a bit more, but Brian, I still give the third round to Brian. Once again, he got a takedown, so fairly even. So, round four starts, and once again, throughout the fight, it is worth noting that they've both been showing respect to each other, even though Max has been doing a little bit of taunting every now and then. There's still pretty good respect, and throughout round four, it was actually the most even round. I definitely give the first two to Max, I give the third one to Ortega. The third one was a little bit more even. I slightly edged out in favour of Max, especially near the end of the round, as he was landing more and more strikes and more combos. Like, there was some good clinch work again. I think this is the one round of the fight Ortega didn't get a takedown. And then we got to the end of the round, and during a combo near the end of the round, Max opened up a nasty swelling on Brian's eye. You see it all the time in UFC. And it was over at the end of the fourth round because the doctor stopped the fight because of how much damage Ortega had taken. And it was sort of like, he wasn't bleeding, really. I mean, he was a bit earlier, but his nose cleared up. And I get it, like, it's a concussion thing, and sometimes a whole bunch of concussions can be a lot worse than being exsanguinated, for example. But I don't know, I feel like we're going to get a rematch in the future, and it sort of deflated what was an above-average fight for me. Like, I enjoyed it, I just wasn't as duperly crazy about it as a few previous ones. It was still a good fight, and Ortega and Holloway are two of the best in the world. You can't really take that away from them, they're both really fucking good. But this fight was... I know, it had a deflating ending, I didn't really like how it ended. I would have understood it if it was like a huge cut, and it was bleeding down Brian's eyes, and he had to... be stopped by the doctors because of that. But it was a swelling, and I get it because he was hurt a lot, upwards of 200 times. And concussions are a thing. But I feel like he could have carried on if he wanted to. I just downgraded with stoppage at the end of the fight, but at the end of the day, the fighter's health does come first, so gotta keep that in mind. And yeah, there really wasn't a lot to talk about in this fight. I think that's the worst thing about it, which is why this video is a bit short. It was a good fight, but there wasn't a lot to talk about. Like, I pretty much just laid out the entire story for you, which is the point of the reviews, and yeah, not a lot interesting happened besides that, so yeah, not exactly a fight of the year candidate for me, but it was fun, there was respect between the two, and as iffy as I am about the stoppage, I do respect their decision ultimately. And there's my cat. There he goes. And yeah, that'll about do it for this. I'll see you maybe next weekend or the weekend after, I don't know when, for my top 10 UFC fights of 2018. That's probably going to be the next video I do because I don't really have anything planned before that. So it's going to be a while before you see this handsome mug splattered across your YouTube. So yeah, I'll see you for that. And now my cat is cleaning himself. Thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye bye.